Ma'am, we start now. We can start now.
Okay, sir, fine. I'll start. I think only one student has joined so far. Okay,
Yes,
maybe.
ma'am.
Okay, I'll start. Maybe they'll come after. So, good evening, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Uh,
ma'am.
Good afternoon. So, Maniba is there. Okay, nice. So, last time I started block one of MES 007, and we have already discussed two units of block one. Uh, First unit was about the policies and practices of school governance, and second unit was about rules and regulations. Today, we'll discuss third and fourth unit of block one. And firstly, I'll start with unit three, which is about the legal issues for school governance. Laws are made by the legislative body of the government, which is in a country with a federal structure, can be at the central, state, and even at the local level. Education, if in the concurrent list, then it happens to be the concern of the central as well as the respective state governments. Even the local government can formulate certain bylaws or issues issue directives. Besides the legislature, starting from the Ministry of Human Resource Development to the Directorates of Public Instruction and other such bodies. These administrative bodies, on the basis of the various policies laid down by the government, enact laws and issue instructions, directions, ordinances, which together form the legalities concerning school education and provide a direction to the functioning of the schools. The school head has to be aware of the legalities concerning school governance in relation to the administration, curriculum, infrastructure, or the human resources of the school. Now, coming to the objectives of legal issues or objectives of this unit 3, that means after going through this unit, of you should be able to, number one, to understand the need to govern the schools on the basis of the legal text. Secondly, to appreciate the importance of the legalities pertaining to education. Another objective of this unit is to realize the need for awareness about legal issues. Another objective is to develop awareness about the legalities pertaining to the administration, infrastructure, and curriculum of schools. One more and other objective is to ensure the legalities safeguarding the welfare of the students uh, should not be violated. To understand the legalities pertaining to the human resource of the schools. Now, coming to why these legalities are required to govern a school. And here in your study material, it is under the heading Need for Awareness of Relevant Legal Issues. So, coming to legal issues, a school, we must know that a school is an organization with certain goals. The school head, with his or her team, adopts certain procedures to achieve the goals, she or he has to ensure that these procedures are carried out within the legal framework laid out by the government. Laws are enacted mainly by the legislature and also by the agencies of the government. Violating laws can lead to judicial proceedings, unlike that for rules framed for schools by the school authorities. A school head cannot work in an arbitrary manner, nor can he or she frame laws. She or he works on behalf of the administration. Therefore, she or he has to function within the context of laws, regulations, administrative instructions, and directives originating from the government. Schools are established by the government or by private bodies like individuals or groups forming trusts, societies, etc. Irrespective of the ownership, the school has to be approved by the government as an authorized one. The school should not violate the policies, rules, administrative instructions, and directives, education acts, or ordinances, laws, and bylaws relating to education framed by the government. So, whatever laws are formed by the government, school has to abide by those. Laws, rules, regulations, and other legislative instruments passed by the government give directions as to the way formal education in a country should be organized. These laws and regulations are operationalized through policy guidelines from the government and its administrative agencies in the form of administrative instructions and directives. The school head who leads the entire school has to be careful that the school functions within the legal framework and that all the requisites laid down by the law are fulfilled. Legal texts are number one, stable as they are based on well established principles and hence avoid the problems that could arise from frequent changes in the criteria and standards.
Seta mkono oba seta?
Hello? Who's there? Please unmute yourself. I think it's Peter. Yeah. Second characteristic of legal text is it is written with clarity and hence prevent controversy. And third characteristic of legal texts are they are valid and practical so that they can be actually applied to specific situations. So these are the characteristics of legal text with the help of which head of the institution can decide upon or make certain rules and regulations for the governing of the school. These benefits of governance on the basis of legal text make it necessary for the school head to be aware of them. In India, which has a federal structure, such legalities may originate from the following three levels. I have already talked about these in my first unit also. Now, again, I am repeating here that in a federal government where the education is in concurrent list, the legalities or policies come from government at the central level, government at the state level, and local government also. So, government at state level, the constitutional provision regarding aspects that concern the educational institutions, laws framed by the Union Legislature, Ministry of Human Resource Development with school education. Under it are some of the sources of legalities. And at state level government, the state legislature and bodies set up by the state government for educational administration frame rules, formulate policies, and also enact laws regarding school education. Local government, the local government bodies like the municipality, corporation, and other such bodies at the district and village level are also competent to enact laws and frame rules for the schools of the locality. The administrative bodies set up by the government, like Directorate of Public Instruction, can also issue instructions and directives for the functioning of the schools. Since the government regulates school education through the legalities enacted by all these bodies, hence the school head should be aware of the existing legalities, amendments made in them, and any new ones that happen to be formulated. The school head has to be aware of the legalities that have to be followed. For instance, those that are to be complied with for a private school to be authorized, those pertaining to the infrastructure so that the curricular requirements are fulfilled and safety of the students are ensured, those pertaining to the school administration in general, those concerning the curriculum, those relating to the human resource of the school, etc. So, this is about the need for awareness of relevant legal issues. Now, coming to the particular aspects of school governance and what are the legalities related to these. These are legalities pertaining to school administration, we shall take up first. Some of the areas uh, which are uh, related with the school administration. These are establishment of schools, receipt of grants from the government, and the sources of funds, and many other like fees, grades, etc. I'll take up one by one. First, establishment of schools. What are the legalities related with or pertaining to uh, establishment of schools? Government schools are established by the local, state, or central government, while private bodies establish private schools. However, a school has to fulfill certain requirements regarding its infrastructure, teachers, etc., for it to be recognized by the government. Without recognition, a school is an uh, unauthorized institution. Recognition of the school is indispensable for receiving grants from the government, getting affiliated to a board that conducts public examination, getting additional facilities for civic amenities, and for various other reasons. In schools, rules regarding building, sanitation, hygiene, general safety, etc., are to be followed. Any agency desiring to set up a school should comply with the infrastructural requirements like size of the classroom, laboratory, library, playground, etc., as prescribed by the rules. The number of teachers recruited, salary paid to them, and the other requirements have to be met for the school to be recognized by an affiliating board. Now, another uh, um, aspect of school administration and where the legalities are there, that is about the receipt of grants in aid from the government. In some countries, the government provides financial support not only to its own schools but also to private schools. Following recognition, the school becomes eligible for grants. However, for a school receiving public funds, there are several guidelines laid down by the state that have to be followed. For example, these are during admission of students, these schools cannot discriminate on the basis of caste, race, etc. No religious instruction should be provided in any educational institution, wholly or partly maintained out of state funds. So all those schools who are getting grant from government or are government schools, private or government schools, if they are getting funds from the government, they have to follow the policy of government that at the time of admission there should be no discrimination. And secondly, uh, no religious, particular type of religious education should be given to the students. These are in case of India, where these things are uh, followed. The grants provided to the schools are determined through certain provisions that have been laid down. For instance, it may depend on the number of students enrolled. The estimate made for providing grants for a specific purpose is determined through certain rules that had been prescribed by the government. Rules are framed for funding of public schools. The school head should be aware of the legalities regarding grants so that she or he may have some idea about the amount to which his or her school may be entitled. Another uh, aspect of administration which has legalities, that is sources of funds. The funds come from where, that also matters. You know that a school depends on the funds received from various sources. The school head has to be aware of the legal sources of funds. Raising funds through illegal means is not permitted. While spending the funds also, the rules in vogue have to be followed. For instance, grants for a specific purpose cannot be spent on any other item. Also, rules regarding payments and the maintenance of financial records are to be followed. So these are uh, legal legalities about the where the funding and establishing a school is required. Then about the functioning also, how the school is functioning, that also come under the administration, and there some legalities are pertaining to these. Number one, fees. The amount of fees charged, types of fees, and any other sum charged from the students should be in accordance with the prevailing rules. For instance, in government schools, the fees charged, freeships, etc., are according to certain rules. Secondly, about the grades. The grades at different levels of a school, like primary, secondary, and senior secondary, are according to the rules prescribed by the educational authorities of the state. Another is working days and working hours. The number of working days should not be less than that fixed by educational authorities in an academic year. The number of working hours is also fixed according to the rules prescribed by the educational authorities. Another is academic session. The academic session is normally of 1 year. It commences according to the rules. And another is vacations, holidays, and leave facilities for employees. Timing of vacation and its duration, holidays, their number, and leave facilities for employees are governed by the prevailing rules. Midday meals, canteen facilities, transport, and other miscellaneous issues. The system of providing refreshment or midday meals having canteen facilities should be according to the rules regarding hygiene, quality, etc. Another is for the school transport system also there are certain rules. The colors of the buses plying for school children are usually bright like yellow and blue. The number of children traveling at a time, length of experience of the driver, condition of the vehicle, etc., should be according to the legalities prevailing. So, these are the number of aspects related with administration of school uh, for school governance. There are legalities, and head of the institution should be aware of these and should follow all these. Then coming to the legalities pertaining to curriculum. Because curriculum is very important, plays a very important role in education system, and head of the institution should be aware of about the policies and also about the how to implement those curriculum. The curriculum of a recognized school, whether government or private, has to be based on the guidelines provided by the educational authorities. The curriculum cannot include any content that is against the principles of equity and justice. It should also not be against the feelings of national integration, nor should it generate communal feelings. The components of the core curriculum should be as per the guidelines laid down. So, in curriculum, there are languages, science, social science, and mathematics subjects, textbook, evaluation. So, about languages, the legalities are the languages to be taught in school are determined by the policies of the country. English is compulsorily taught in most of the states and union territories of India. The regional language or mother tongue and the national language apart from English are included in the curriculum. Then about science, social science and mathematics are usually included in the core curriculum of the schools. Vocational education through work experience or socially useful productive work, art, games, and sports may also be integral parts of the curriculum of schools. Then textbooks, selection of books and the content of the books should be in accordance with the policies laid down. The content of the books selected should be with nationalistic feelings and moral values. Then about evaluation. The system of evaluation followed should also be according to the rules. The legalities regarding the procedure followed for public examination conducted by the board to which the school is affiliated have to be strictly observed. The minimum age for appearing at these examinations should also be taken care of. So, what are the legalities pertaining to curriculum, especially related? So whenever deciding upon the timetable, the number of periods given to a particular subject, and what type of textbooks are to be prescribed, and how the evaluation is to be taken. All these things have certain uh, legalities, and head of the institution should be aware of these and should follow these. Now, coming to legalities pertaining to infrastructure. So far, we have talked about the legalities pertaining to administration of the school and then legalities pertaining to curriculum. Now, we are talking about the legalities pertaining to infrastructure, because infrastructure also is a very important part of school governance, and there are certain legalities which should be followed. A school needs an infrastructure that fulfills the needs of the students. Hence, for setting up a school, it has to be seen that the infrastructure is according to the norms set by the administration. A school must comply with the infrastructural requirements as laid down by the School Education Act of the concerned state in order to be recognized by the government. The infrastructure of a school consists of not only the building and equipments, but also the entire premises about it. The infrastructure should not only be adequate to fulfill the curricular needs of the students, but should also provide full safety to the children. Compliance with infrastructural norms means that the school should not only possess proper building with classrooms, furniture, labs, playground, etc., but also ensure that proper safety measures for the students and the staff have been adopted. The location of a school should be selected as per the norms laid down. The minimum area required to open a school has also to be taken care of. Playgrounds has to be an integral part of the infrastructure. The size of the playground may also be guided by the rules framed in this regard. Building and safety norms in some states of India, there is a ban on running classes under temporary constructions. The school should have provisions for safe drinking water and should maintain hygienic conditions. According to the School Acts of some states of India, the school building has to be certified as safe by engineers competent to do so, and it is also required that no part of the school is to be constructed or reconstructed with inflammable materials. Other safety measures like covering open wells with a mesh or closing the dry ones, covering safety tanks with lids, ensuring that there is no leakage in electrical wiring, etc., may also be required by the school acts. The schools found to be negligent in implementing these safety measures would be violating the rules laid down by the authorities. So, infrastructure includes not only the furniture or classroom, but so many things, and all these things should cater to the safety and comfort of the students. Uh, there is a case study here in your unit mentioned. I'm also going to narrate that. In a school, a child of grade 1 lost two of his fingers as the door slammed due to wind which the child had been holding. The school was held guilty of negligence since the heavy wooden door had no stoppers and the young children had been left unattended. So, the school head therefore needs to ensure that in the school building the safety norms have been abided by. A school is supposed to have a building which is safe in every respect for the children, and young children should not be left unattended. So, these were the legalities about the infrastructure. I hope it's clear to you all. Any query till this point? No? Should I proceed with next legalities?
Yes, you can.
Okay, fine. Then legalities pertaining to students. Yeah. now coming to the legalities pertaining to students. The school has to comply with the legalities that pertain to the students. In different countries, legalities pertaining to the students of schools are not always uniform. Some of the major and relevant areas that are bound by laws, these are related with the admission of students in schools, age of admission, legalities, all these things. So I'll take up one by one. Admission of students in schools. Admission of students in schools cannot be made in an arbitrary manner. The school head has to follow the admission policies as determined by the relevant rules and regulations. In countries like India, the constitution clearly lays down that no citizen shall be denied entry into any educational institution maintained by the state or receiving aid out of state funds on grounds of only religion, race, caste, language, or any of them. So, in view of this, the school head has to remember that if the school is maintained by the state, as in case of government schools, or even if the school happens to be a private one, if it receives any grants from the government, then no child can be denied admission to the school on the basis of his or her religion, race, caste, language, or any of those. Age of admission. The minimum age for admission into grade 1 of the school is usually 5 plus or 6 plus. The school head has to abide by such legalities and ensure that children who are underage are not admitted to grade 1. While conducting admission to higher grades, it has to be ensured that the student has attained the requisite age for it. Then coming to the legalities regarding right to life, safety and dignity. From the various provisions of the constitution of certain countries, the right to life, liberty, safety and dignity emerge and even students enjoy such rights. In many schools, corporal punishment has been banned. Meting out punishment that poses risk to the child by bodily harming him or her, or by humiliating or torturing the child are therefore to be stopped. The constitution of some countries provides every citizen with certain fundamental rights. One of these rights is the right against exploitation. Hence, at the school, the student should not be exploited in any form. The school head has to ensure that the students are physically or mentally not harmed in any way while they are at school, and that the school does not exploit them in any way. There is one uh, case study. Due to the corporal punishment meted out in the form of slapping hard on the face, the hearing ability of a young child got impaired. The teacher who punished the child in this way was suspended following inquiries. In another incident, a child was made to wear a board around his neck, declaring that he was a thief. The child committed suicide, and on reaching home, the school authorities were booked for it since the dignity of the child had been severely undermined. So, dignity of the child matters a lot, and if it is threatened, or then the action can be taken against that particular school or that particular person involving in that incident. So we have to remember that not only the physical safety but also the dignity of the individuals is important. A student cannot be subjected to any sort of humiliation and mental agony. The school cannot resort to meting out corporal punishment so as to enforce discipline among the students. The school is also responsible for protecting the children from any kind of hazards, not only when they are within the school premises, but also when they have moved out for any activity of the school. So, inside the school and outside the school, if any activity is going on. So there is a case study about this. An incident had been widely published in Indian media about the death of a few young students who drowned in a river during a picnic. Though the boys could swim, but the ruling was that since the river was in full spate with high velocity current, hence the teacher should not have put the children to risk by permitting them to swim. So, inside the school premises and outside the school premises, if the school any activity, students are gone for any activity, then the teachers or the head of the institution uh, should are responsible for their safety. So, these were the legalities related with students, pertaining to students. And then there are legalities pertaining to human resource. In the school personnel consist of teaching as well as non-teaching staff. The school has to abide by the legalities pertaining to the staff of the school. Some of the legalities originate from the constitutional provisions. The rights of an individual regarding life and liberty applied in case of employees also. The right to the citizens against exploitation is also applicable in the schools. There is another case study. In private school receiving regular aid from the government, a majority of the teachers were paid meager salary. The salary was much lower than that which should have been paid as per the prescribed government scale. The teachers were paid a consolidated amount without any increments or other benefits. They worked for 7 to 8 hours daily. The teachers felt that they were being exploited and wanted a legal remedy for their problem. The teachers of this school could seek legal remedy only because they felt that the school authorities were exploiting them. Working for long hours without adequate compensation amounts to exploitation, and hence legal remedy can be sought on such grounds. The legalities pertaining to recruitment of human resource in the school. There are legalities that govern the recruitment of the employees of a school. Some of these are, in case of government schools, selection and recruitment of the teachers and other staff of schools are usually made in a centralized manner. The state education department or other agencies of the government conduct selection tests, and then the successful candidates are posted at various schools. The governing body of the school selects the teachers of private schools. Teaching and non teaching staff may be recruited on a permanent or non permanent basis. In case of even non-permanent staff, recruitment criteria laid down by the selection of the applicants have to be followed. So, qualification and professional training, there are legalities regarding these. The teachers should possess the necessary academic qualification. In order to be appointed as a teacher, apart from academic qualification, possession of teachers' training is also essential as per the norms and standards prescribed from time to time. Division marks obtained in the qualifying examination have also to be considered. A minimum percentage or grade or division may be considered be essential for applying for the post. So, what should be the qualification and professional training by recruiting the human resource or teachers? Uh, the legalities and the norms should be followed. Then there is about there is for recruitment, experience also matters, and in some cases previous experience may also be laid down as one of the criteria for considering eligibility for recruitment. Then age, minimum or maximum age may be laid down for recruitment to a particular post. Then medical fitness. The medical fitness of the candidate to be recruited may be a criterion fixed by the governing body of the school. This is to ensure that the employees recruited are physically fit to discharge their duties. Then probationary period, that is also an important thing. Following recruitment, the recruitees may be in probationary period for a certain period of time. For the successful completion of the probation period, certain conditions as prescribed by the rules have to be fulfilled. Then there is career growth. Promotions to higher category are governed by the laws regarding length of service, qualification, merit, and other such criteria. The applicants may also have to clear tests for promotion. Then workload. In government schools of several states, the number of teaching periods that a teacher would take up in a week is fixed for teachers at the senior secondary and primary level. The helps this helps in rationalizing the workload among the teachers. Ban on private tuitions. The teachers of the government school may not be permitted to take up private tuitions. Private tuitions require a lot of energy and time and leave the teacher too exhausted to teach in the school. Besides, the lure for extra income may encourage the practice of tuitions rather than teaching effectively at schools. Another is about the leave. The number and types of leave and vacation are also governed by legalities. An employee can avail only the leaves as is permitted by the rules and regulations of the institution. Then, about salary, the scale of pay according to which salary is to be paid, the increments, allowances, etc., are paid as per the rules. Facilities for loans, medical allowances, house rent allowances, etc., are also determined as per the rules framed by the governing body. Then there are legalities about punitive actions. Punitive actions like suspension from service, dismissal, stopping increment, etc., are also to be meted out in accordance with the relevant rules prevailing and not in an arbitrary manner. So, whenever there is a condition, a situation where a uh, human resource teaching or non-teaching is to be has done something against not has done something against the rules and regulations of the school, and there the punitive action is required. So that suspension or dismissal, that should also be according to the policies and the legalities, whatever these are, considered, taken care of while taking such decisions about an employee of the school. Then there is in-service education. Provisions regarding in-service education of teachers and non-teaching staff are according to the prevailing policies. Retirement. The age of retirement, reasons for asking a school employee to retire before the age meant for it, post retirement benefits, etc., are in accordance with the procedures that have been laid down. So, several times, rules and policies have also been considered as legalities. Since these rules are framed not within the school but by the body or agency governing a school, which is accountable to the government, hence their violation amounts to the breaking of the law. So there is a case study, another case study in your study material. I'm going to uh, narrate that. Mr. Gupta, a teacher at secondary level, on completing his post graduation, was promoted as a teacher of senior secondary level. So he got a promotion. But in spite of a vacancy in his school, he was posted in a school far away from his hometown. Mr. Gupta sought legal recourse to obtain a posting in the school in which he was already serving. So, because he was there and the vacancy was also there, he wanted that he should be promoted in the same school, but uh, he was promoted and sent to another school, and he wanted to sort out this matter. So the decision in this case was Mr. Gupta lost the case as the court issued the ruling that Mr. Gupta was legally bound to accept his posting since the governing body of the school had every right to post the employees according to the administrative needs and policies. So, in this case, if there was a vacancy, but the administration of the school, governing body of the school wanted him, or government, if in case of government, if government is making transfers, so they can transfer a person from to other school in spite of a vacancy if there is a vacancy in that same school. So therefore, as the school head, have to be aware that laws, policies, and rules laid down by the governing body of the schools are above the interest of an individual and cannot be flouted. So these should be are required to be followed, and for school governance and for school governance policies, rules and regulations, and legalities are very important. So head of the institution must be aware of these and should uh, take the decisions in accordance with these things. So, with this year, this unit is the uh, the content of this unit in your study material is this much, and with certain elaborated the importance of legalities and types of legalities pertaining to various aspects of school governance like administration, curriculum, students, infrastructure, human resource, etc. Uh, this was about the legal issues uh, uh, of for school governance. So, any query or any suggestion, or any one of you want to share any experience or suggest anything regarding this, you are welcome.
About the case study you just read for us,
What? Please.
the teacher that has been promoted from his working place to another working
Yeah,
place
yeah.
far away from his town.
Hmm.
Here, what we does in our own country in some states,
Hmm.
those that are being posted to rural areas or
Hmm.
far away from where they are
Hmm.
located usually have their own
Hmm.
fixed allowances apart
Hmm.
from those that are
Yeah.
living within their
Mm-hmm.
location. That's what the government of the state usually does.
Okay, fine. Yeah, there are certain policies also where in certain cases when there is some medical problem or there is certain so in that case it is considered also if there is vacancy the promotion after promotion the individual remains in the same but in case uh, if the administration or government takes it depends upon the policy of that particular nation and sometimes there are certain policies also there to take up the special cases in that special cases or otherwise or if there are sometimes there are policy that in the beginning they have to go to rural areas and serve there and they are given certain allowances also this is also there so all that uh, but it is decided upon the government or central or state level or local at government level and then the action is taken accordingly so there one activity I want
Okay.
to before one activity I just uh, before starting the next unit there are, I think I have decided to spend 1 hour for one unit so that I can cover I can give equal distribution to the content of both the units. Now there are still 3 or 4 minutes. One activity will do that. You just give your opinion in that case. There is one person, let's say Mr. Raghunath, retired in February 1999. He was not given his dues monetary till 2002. That means almost about for 3 years. Nor was any reason conveyed to him for it. Would he get a favorable hearing in case he seeks legal remedy? Why do you think so? In this case, what should be the legal remedy, and what is your opinion about this? Will the legal remedy in favor of Mr. Raghunath or not? If yes, then why?
Come again the question.
Suppose a person retires in 1999 until 2002. That means for 3 or 4 years, he was not given the monetary benefits which he is supposed to get. And even it was not told to him why he is not getting these monetary, what are the issues. That's why he is not getting these monetary issues. So if he goes to for legal help, what do you think? He will get favorable help or the decision will be in his favor or not? Just think over it. Okay. Because I think the legal, he will get favor in this because there are certain policies and their rules at the time of retirement. A person should get this much amount, or these are the things, or he is required to submit certain papers. And If his everything is okay, still he is not getting what he should get because he is being exploited. Exploitation is there. So, to avoid that exploitation and mental agony, the legal for decisions will be in favor of that person. That authorities will be directed to give him monetary or help to him at immediately. I think so. I don't know what will be your opinion about this, but if there any type of exploitation, then the legalities or legal support one will get. So, with this, your first unit 3 is over. So, let us sum up this unit. A school head needs to be aware of the legal issues pertaining to school because they provide clear directions regarding school governance. Secondly, they provide a stable framework for functioning. Third, they safeguard the school against problems arising from violation of laws, instructions, directions, etc. from the governing body. Legalities exist in the matters related to the administration, like recognition of the school, admission of students, financial management, working days, school timing, holidays, midday meal, transport, etc. Curriculum of the school with issues like content taught, selection of books, co-curricular activities, evaluation, public examination, etc. Infrastructure which needs to provide safety within the school building and campus. Legalities exist in matters of welfare and safety of the students and their rights. Teaching and non-teaching staff comprising the human resource of the school with issues relating to their recruitment, compensation, conditions of service, promotion, post-retirement benefit, etc. So this was all about the Unit 3 legal issues for school governance. So just after few seconds, I'll start the next unit. Just I'll take a break of for 2 minutes, I think. So. So should I start with the next unit?
Please, it's okay.
Okay, okay. So, fourth unit of Block 1 is about the partners in school governance. A school is an open system that actively interacts with the environment in which it is situated. Today, it is being increasingly felt that no organization can function in a closed, isolated, and insulated manner, and this holds equally good for schools. Governance of a school remains incomplete if the school head cannot reach out to the external agencies, especially the community. The community and the school are mutually inclusive and should maintain a symbiotic relationship. That means they should maintain a give and take relationship. The school also needs to work together with the parents so that they can together nurture the children. Besides, there is a great need for the schools to form and maintain relationships with external agencies through networking. Partnerships, consortia, and collaborations are all the means of reaching out effectively to the external agencies so that the school can benefit it from such relationships formed. So, relationship with school, community, it can be through partnerships, consortia, and collaborations. I'll talk about these things in uh, just after a few minutes. And the concept of these consortia, partnerships, and collaborations will be clear to you after that. First, let us talk about the objectives of this unit. After going through this unit, you will be able to get acquainted with the concepts of partnership, consortia, and collaborations. You will be able to understand the paramount importance of partnership between the school and the community. You will be able to appreciate the need for joint ventures between the school and the other agencies. And another objective is you will be able to analyze the reasons for the breakdown of joint ventures and devise methods to ensure their smooth functioning. So these are the objectives of Unit 4, which talks about the partners in school governance. Partnership and consortia. And a school, as you know, a school is an integral part of the society. It is set up by the society and in turn it functions for the welfare of the society by preparing the young members as future citizens. Therefore, from the very point of inception to its functioning in a full fledged way, a school remains an integral and vibrant part of the school system, integral part of the social system. Sorry. Therefore, it is imperative that a school cannot function in an isolated manner and remain insulated from the society. That the society is surrounded by the society and covered by the society, helped by the society, founded by the society. So, society plays an important role, and school has to keep in mind that he has responsibilities towards the society also. So a school is an open system which receives inputs in various forms from society, be it economic and material help, culture, traditions, knowledge, etc., and also gives the society a lot for its growth and prosperity. Therefore, the school has to develop relations with different social agencies and especially with the community in which it is situated, because the school is set up for the community and is the responsibility of the community. An organization like a school is hardly ever fully self sufficient in itself. Even if it has enough financial, material, and human resource, it still depends on the external environment, that is, society, to provide it with inputs in the form of culture and traditions, and above all, with goals that are to be attained. But in most of the schools, resources are scarce. Therefore, even for resources, the school requires the cooperation of external agencies. In view of this, the schools, like other organizations, are today actively seeking cooperation as well as extending the same to them. These sorts of relationships of the school and other agencies of the society lead to network formation. Networking involves reaching out to the others, and a school of the modern world is expected to form a network with other organizations so as to share and exchange knowledge as well as material resources. So, networking is very important. This may involve a group of organizations, all interlinked and interactive, or it may be in the form of partnerships with relationship on a one-to-one basis. Say school community partnership, or one and many, say school with other schools. Collaborations imply joint functioning of two or more organizations. It can operate in partnerships as well as in consortia. So, what are collaborations? Collaborations are joint functioning of two or more organizations. Two or more organizations come together uh, uh, to function certain things, for functioning of certain things, for sharing the resources or sharing the human resource or material resource. It can operate in partnership as well as in consortia. So collaboration can be in two form, that is in form of partnership and consortia. Partnerships such as those between a school and community are usually informal relationships that do not involve any formal agreement. Certain types of partnerships involve formal relationship based on contracts and agreements. Consortia, on the other hand, are usually formal associations of organizations with some common objectives. For instance, the collaborating institutions may share their resources, which may be human resources or material ones, like infrastructural facilities, equipments, and other materials. Intellectual matters like learning materials may also be shared. Thus, a consortium is formed as a result of the association of several organizations that come together to achieve certain common goals. Consortia may be formed by the association of several schools, not only private schools, but also the government schools are forming consortia. Uh, there is a case study uh, through the following consortium. Formation pooling of resources of more than 320 schools is done and several benefits are drawn like. What benefits? These are listed here. One is capacity building of teachers through professional development programs. Second was strengthening school development and management committees. organizing guidance services, especially for vocational purposes for high school students, improving infrastructure facilities of schools, healthcare service for students of all schools, establishing a functional network of all the students, thereby providing platform a platform for sharing of ideas. So, by making consortia of by 320 schools, these were the benefits these schools have taken. Thus, we see that consortium formation benefits all the collaborating institutions which on their own lack the necessary resources. Pooling and thereafter sharing the resources led to the overcoming of shortages felt by the individual institutions. For instance, on its own, the schools lack the facility to provide professional development programs to the teachers, but together they succeeded. The benefits to the collaborating institutions involved in partnerships and consortia can be summed up as: number one, sharing of talented and skilled resources. Competent teachers of one school can provide instructions in other schools. Second, sharing of material resources. The schools can pool up resources to purchase expensive items like computers, laboratory equipments, etc., books and journals of libraries, teaching aids like video cassette players, video cassettes, OHP machine, LCD for PowerPoint presentations, gymnasium, and sport facilities could be shared. Another is sharing of infrastructural facilities. As we have seen in the case study, case study 1, sharing of infrastructural facilities is possible. Computer training centers, auditorium, halls can be shared. Sharing of other facilities. Sharing resources is cost effective and facilities such as guidance and counseling services, health and recreational facilities, etc., when shared, help in cutting down the expenses of individual schools. There is a case study. A consortium has been formed by the neighboring schools. Teachers are exchanged. The novelty of the situation motivates them to perform better than in the routine manner. Persons skilled in imparting computer training are hired by the consortium to serve in all the schools on a rotation basis. LCD and gymnasium and expensive journals from foreign publishers are also shared. So, with sharing, all the schools in the consortium are benefited. We thus see that consortium formation has enriched the facilities of the school and they can now provide better services to the students. Although the concept of consortium formation is popular, especially in case of institutions for higher education, it is yet to become popular at the level of schools. As a school head, you have to be aware of the immense benefits of such collaborations and try to develop them. So, after going through this content, I guess you will be acquainted with the meaning of collaboration, partnership, and consortia, especially consortia. Then coming to the partnership, you will be more clear after going through the next part of this unit, that is school community partnership. So far we have talked about the consortium. Now we are talking about the partnership, and in that case, school community partnership. The relationship between the school and community has to be very important. The school is an integral part of the community. The relationship of the school with the community needs neither any formal agreement nor any contracts. The collaboration between these bodies can lead to wonderful outcomes. It becomes the shared responsibility of the school and the community to raise future citizens. So this type of relationship is informal relationship, but it is very important. The curriculum of the school today has community services as an integral part. The curriculum of the school today has community services and an integral part. Students participate in activities like planting trees, organizing programs to generate awareness about the need for immunization, health and hygiene, participate in regulating traffic, cleanliness drives, maintenance of parks, offering adult education, and several other such activities. In turn, schools collect money and material help for their students. For instance, timber for school furniture and buildings may be donated by the community. Land, buildings, farm equipments for school, farm, etc., may also be procured from the community. Thus, an active and participatory relationship is formed. Children learn about their civic responsibilities and develop values like dignity of labor, democracy, equality, service for others, etc. Joint celebration of festivals help in cultural development of students. Thus, the relationship with the community breaks the isolation of the school and the students and makes education holistic. It develops in the students a concern for the community and respect for its culture and traditions. They learn to identify with their own culture and rather than being influenced by the trends of a different society. Participatory partnership between the school and the community can involve three kinds of participation. These are: the community receives information from the school. Secondly, the community receives information and expresses its opinions. And thirdly, the community shares the power of decision making. It has a say in the components of the curriculum and demands programs that satisfy the felt needs of the community. It finances the school through aid in cash and kind. In countries, uh, so in certain countries, the community has been deeply involved in educational programs of the school. It was reported by UNESCO in 1986. So three type of these participatory partnership is there, that community receives the information, and after getting information, second type is they give their opinions also, and the third type, they get information, they give their opinions, as well as they take active role in decision making. The third type of partnership is the closest one, in which the community participates in curriculum development as per its felt needs. An enthusiastic school is a force to reckon within the community. It is in a strong position to influence the representatives of the community and jointly work for its benefits and betterment. Apart from the representatives, there are various groups within a community with which the school can have close links. These groups are parent teacher associations, ex students associations, professional or teachers associations, local community groups, welfare groups, etc., religious bodies, especially those that set up schools, maintain close links with them. The governance of the school has to involve the community. The needs and aspirations of the community determine the policies, programs, and practices of the schools. In case of the school facing any legal or financial problem, the community comes to its aid. The programs and projects taken up by the school are also in response to the needs and the aspirations of the community. The community, thus, is the source of policies for the governance of schools and even their curriculum. So, this was about the school community relationship, then school parents partnership, because parents are also very important and their relationship with parents is also very important. Parents of the children studying in school constitute an important part of the stakeholders in educational enterprise. They are the first connection in the school community relationship. They are closely linked with the school through their children. The growth and welfare of the school are matters of immediate concern for them. If the school has adequate human material and financial resources and functions efficiently, the parents would be benefited the most. In case the school charges fees from parents, then fulfillment of these conditions is essential so that the parents get the full value for their money. In case the parents are not paying the fees, as in the case of the government schools, even then the school receives grants in aid from the public funds, which happens to be generated from the taxpayers, that is the community's money. Education of the children is the joint responsibility of the school and home. Parents are not only need to reinforce the things taught at school, but also should provide the necessary materials and environment at home for the education of the children. For children diagnosed with physical, behavior, or academic problems, or for those spotted with exceptional talents, the teachers as well as the parents together have to decide the course of action to be adopted. The guidance and counseling cells of the school also require the active participation and support of the parents. Some schools undertake parental satisfaction surveys to assess their opinion about the functioning of the school. This is one of the tools of total quality management. Now coming to next part of this unit, that is joint ventures between schools and other agencies. So far we have talked about the uh, partnership with community and with parents. Now these joint ventures with between school and there are other agencies also. Apart from the community in general and the parents of the students, the school seeks collaboration with several agencies. Such joint ventures are mutually beneficial. We shall discuss some of the organizations with which the school can have joint ventures. These organizations can be number one, school and other educational institutions. As we have already discussed, schools can form an association and derive several benefits. Neighboring schools can also form partnerships. Schools can collaborate with institutions offering higher education. In certain countries, dual credits, that is, credits earned from enrollment in two institutions simultaneously, and concurrent enrollment programs in more than one educational institution are possible. A student of a high school can also enroll in a community college with which it has a partnership. This broadens and enriches the curriculum of the school, which does not have to undergo the expenses of hiring additional staff or expanding its infrastructure. Such partnerships help in easy transition of students from high schools to colleges and thus help in professional development. Then other agencies is health care center, school and health center. A partnership between the school and a health center can greatly help in the cause of the general well-being of the students. Uh, a school accorded permission to the proposal of setting up a clinic at one end of the school premises. In return, any student who fell ill or got injured during school hours was treated free of cost. Besides, from the 1,500 students and the 100 staff members every month, an amount of rupees 5 was collected. In turn, regular medical checkup and consultation were provided free of cost to the students and the staff of the school. Thus, through the joint venture undertaken by the school and the health center, a welfare service in the form of medical facilities was provided to the students and staff. School and cultural organizations. Partnership between school and cultural organizations. The school can form joint ventures with various cultural organizations such as musical bands, theater groups, puppet show organizers, etc. Artists from these groups can provide training to the students and use the school hall or auditorium to stage their shows. School and Sports Association, joint venture between school and sports associations. The local cricket or football or other associations and the school can form joint ventures. The standard, the students can be coached by them, and the stadium and the other facilities of the school could be shared. Joint venture between school and industries. School of certain countries have formed partnership with information technology industries. IT related facilities such as computers are provided by these industries to the schools for the benefit of the students. Such partnerships can be formed with other industrial sectors also. The school head has to take the initiative and form joint ventures with different bodies. If that ensures the welfare and growth of the school, joint ventures are not for making profits but mainly to benefit the students. Therefore, while going for joint ventures, the school head should be cautious and judicious. The interest of the school should be foremost. The motive of the organization, especially those that are not educational institutions, are to be assessed carefully. It is better to seek joint ventures with organizations that perform uh, very useful activities. The school being a non trading body and profit making, it's a main concern, and profit making should not be its main concern. The school head should watch out before entering into joint ventures with commercial organizations. So whenever there is a joint venture with commercial organization, industry, or any other, head of the institution should be aware of what type of their uh, policies are, or what type of their trends are there. So this was about the joint ventures with other agencies, and it is also seen that uh, these joint ventures, uh, uh, there is some breaking after some time, and if a joint venture is formed, there should be one should ensure it, there should be insurance that these will function smoothly. So in this unit, it is also given that how these joint ventures can be ensured smooth functioning. So ensuring smooth functioning of joint ventures. It is school head's responsibility is not over with the formation of networks. The smooth operation of partnerships or collaborations is equally important. It often happens that, in spite of the members of a collaboration realizing the benefits, the consortia or partnerships break down. Differences on various issues, such as share of the benefits, share in the costs incurred, performance of duties, etc., commonly surface as issues leading to breakdown of the relationships. Some of the factors that are to be considered for the smooth functioning of collaborations: the social, economic, and philosophical realities of every organization are unique. Some organizations may have a hierarchy with a single person in charge of the decision making process, while some many have democratic setup with plurality that has to be considered into a common view. Such differences in the organizations lead to the differences in the approaches and the mode of functioning. Economic disparity in organizations is quite common, and this is one of the major reasons for unstable collaborations. Ability to shoulder financial responsibilities varies with the economic conditions. The outlook of or philosophy of an organization also affects its goals, achievement, motivation, etc. These realities of the organization have to be honored. Some of the measures that can be adopted for the smooth functioning of the collaborations are: number one, common agenda development. The very basis of forming a formal partnership or consortium should be a common agenda. The participant organizations should be aware of the agenda, and it must be formed by discussions and consensus. Such common purpose for all the participant bodies ensure smooth functioning of the collaboration or partnership. So, common agenda is one of the measure to ensure smooth functioning. Second is clarity of goals and the means. The goals formulated should not have any ambiguity. They should be clearly understood by the participants. Clarity should also be there regarding the procedure. That means to achieve the goals. Third is teamwork. All the participants should be active members. During discussions, decision making, implementing, and evaluating the results, all the participants should have a say. Another measure is sharing benefits and liabilities. All the participants should understand that along with the benefits of the collaboration, the liabilities and risks involved should also be common. Any loss has to be borne by all members. Adjustments and changes in attitude. Another measure is all the participants have to make certain compromises. Adjustments have to be made wherever necessary. An individual's own ideas or attitudes may have to be changed for the sake of reaching a consensus. Cooperation with other members is a prerequisite for entering into collaboration. Another measure is sorting out details at the beginning. Right at the stage of inception, all the details regarding the collaboration have to be clarified and misconceptions cleared. It is necessary for the participants to be clear about every detail of the contract and responsibilities. Another measure is framing rules and regulations. While entering into collaborations, rules and regulations should be formulated to govern the smooth functioning of the collaboration. Rules regarding expenses to be borne, responsibilities to be carried out, sharing of profits, and other terms and conditions have to be clearly formulated and documented. Another measure is documents. The necessary documents for contracts, papers regarding agreement, terms and conditions should be prepared, and every participant should have copies of the documents. Another measure is satisfaction of all partners. This depends on the perception of the participants about the benefits they would have by entering the collaboration. Conviction that they stand to benefit from the collaboration would lead to satisfaction and help in its smooth operation. Another measure is communication. Communication is an effective manner. Communication in an effective manner among the participants is essential for the success of the collaboration. Breakdown of collaborations is often the consequence of breakdown of the communication process. Gaps in communication lead to misunderstandings. Communication in an effective way is the best means to resolve conflicts and prevent stalemate. Another measure is frequent meetings. Frequent meetings among the participating members keep the collaboration moving. The benefits acquired have to be highlighted during the meetings. The conflicts resolved through discussions and assessment of the achievements and plans for improvement have to be checked out. Another is mutual trust, very important. The basic feeling that keeps collaboration functional is the trust of the participants on each other. Transparency in functioning helps in development of trust. Open discussions help in building trust among the members. The above mentioned factors, these are almost 12 factors. The above mentioned factors are essential for the smooth functioning of collaborations, whether it is a consortium or a partnership. You, as the school head, have an important role in forming it and ensuring that it functions smoothly. Partnership of the school with parents is not a formally constituted venture. It is based not on any agreement or contract, but the spirit of cooperation keeps it going. Regular meetings with parents, organization of interviews, and counseling services for them. Inviting them to the programs organized by the school, keeping in regular touch with them through notes and circulars about the students are some of the steps for developing effective parentship with partnership with parents. Similarly, the school community partnership is also not based on formal contracts or agreements. It is participatory but informal. Interest and participation in each other's activities keeps the school and community connected and close. School can, through with the help of street plays, rallies, awareness drives, etc., they can connect with the and give message to the community and for their benefit. So this was about the partners in school governance. The fourth unit uh, talks about the partners, who are the stakeholders, and how what type of collaborations school can make for its benefit, for the benefit of its students and the faculty, and above all, uh, uh, for the community, society. And so, to sum up uh, this, any query or anything you want to share?
Actually, I think it is all clear.
Okay. So, do you have any experience or any thing you want to share here? The number of students very less. Otherwise, so or should I sum up this unit? I think I should, because one student he
I
just
think you
joined.
can
है ना?
sum up.
Yeah, I'll sum up.
Because I think other members they are having network challenges.
Okay,
That's what
okay,
I'm saying. Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Then uh, to summing up this unit, a school is an open system that benefits by networking with the various agencies of the society. It has to work closely with the parents and the community. The parents and teachers together can provide holistic education to the children. The schools partnership with the community is informal, and it should be participatory and vibrant. Policies and curriculum arise from the needs of the community. The school also has to serve the community and in turn obtain help from it. Schools today are forming formal relationships in the form of partnerships and consortia with other agencies of the society in order to pool and share the resources available. Such consortia and partnerships can be formed with other educational institutions, health centers, industries, etc. Apart from the need to form such collaborations, it is equally important to ensure that they function smoothly. Problems leading to breakdown of collaborations have to be minimized by the efforts of the school head. Setting clear cut goals, demarcating responsibilities, building trust, etc., are some of the measures to be adopted for the smooth functioning of the collaborations. So, this was all about the fourth unit of block 1. So, we have already. With this, the block 1 is complete. All the 4 units of block 1 are complete. First was about the policies and practices of the school governance. And then second unit was about the rules and regulations. Third was about the legal issues. And fourth is about the partners in school governance. So all these 4 units uh, are discussed in these 2 counseling sessions. Uh, though I guess more than 10 students have enrolled for this program, but not all students are not joining, only few are there, and maybe some, and just like this, yeah, Mr. Peter said that there's some network issue, that's why they are joining and then leaving and something like that. Because if there are more students, then it would be have been better, because you can share your views also, and there could have been a lively discussion on these topics. Anyway, if there are any queries regarding these uh, 4 units, there is still few minutes. You can share those or ask those queries, and or any type of experience which is related with these topics about what policies or rules and regulations, or the uh, partnerships with other agencies, community, parents, or parent teacher experiences, and the parent teacher meeting, which have helped you in making some improvements or some changes in your working style. You are most welcome to share here if you have any. Otherwise, um, I so in lastly, let me uh, go through the important points about all these 4 units, just like in the first unit, which was about the policies and practices. The policies provide the guidelines for school administration, and they may be formulated at the following levels: the central level, with a macro base having wide nationwide implications, and the state level, with implications for schools of that particular state. All the level of school management with a micro base. These policies are framed within the framework of the national and state level policies, and are specific for schools under the concerned management. Policies regarding students aim at securing equality and justice for the backward sections of the society by providing special educational facilities to the students from these sections. Policies regarding students aim at securing enriched, updated, and need based curriculum to fulfill the needs and aspirations of the society, and also securing general welfare of the students and the community. Policies regarding teachers aim at securing merit based objective selection of teachers, posting, transfer in a manner and ensures the welfare of the school. Remuneration and welfare of the teachers for attracting talented individuals to teaching profession. Professional development of teachers. From these policies, seeking welfare of students, teachers, as well as the society, emerge practices of governance like shared governances, empowerment of teachers, e-governance, etc. These emerging trends of governance of schools seek the empowerment of the teachers by involving them in the decision making process, and thus ensure that the governance of the school is truly democratic. E-governance, that is use of information and communication technology for the administration of the schools, is becoming common all over the world due to its several benefits such as reduced manpower, economy of time, etc. Then about these rules and regulations, we talked about rules are framed in every organization, including the school. Rules are framed for the efficient administration of the schools. Unlike laws, rules do not apply beyond the schools for which they have been framed. Rules framed should be humane, rational, unambiguous, within the legal framework, and in accordance to social and moral norms. Rules help us being stable reference points, ensure safety and welfare of the stakeholders, especially the students, and help in day-to-day administration of the school in an efficient manner. Rules are framed for students, school personnel, and for miscellaneous issues such as the use of transport, library, lab, etc. Code of conduct exists for both students as well as staff of the school. Thus, it is seen that rules are framed so as to regulate the behavior of the human elements, that is, students and staff of a school, as per the norms developed from time to time. Then, about legal issues, we talked today about that, and we have seen that a school head needs to be aware of the legal issues pertaining to school because they provide clear directions regarding school governance. They provide a stable framework for functioning. They safeguard the school against problems arising from violation of laws, instructions, directions, etc. from the governing body. Legalities exist in the matters related to the administration, like recognition of the school, admission of students, financial management, working days, school timing, holidays, midday meal, transport, etc. Curriculum of the school with issues like content taught, selection of books, co-curricular activities, evaluation, public examination, etc. Infrastructure which needs to provide safety within the school building and campus, welfare and safety of the students and their rights, teaching and non-teaching staff comprising the human resources of the school with issues relating to their recruitment, compensation, conditions of service, promotion, post-retirement benefit, etc. Then about the partners in school governance, we talked about that school is an open system, then benefits by networking with the various agencies of the society. It has to work closely with the parents and community. The parents and teachers together can provide holistic education to the children. The school's partnership with the community is informal and it should be participatory and vibrant. Policies and curriculum arise from the needs of the community. The school also has to serve the community and in turn obtain help from it. Schools today are forming formal relationships in the form of partnerships and consortia with other agencies of the society in order to pool and share the resource available. Such consortia and partnership can be formed with the other educational institutes, health centers, industries, etc. Apart from the need to form such collaborations, it is equally important to ensure that they function smoothly. Problems leading to breakdown of collaborations have to be minimized by the efforts of the school head. Setting clear cut goals, demarcating responsibilities, building trust, etc., are some of the measures to be adopted for the smooth functioning of the collaborations. So, this is all about the block one, all the four units, and I hope all is clear to you. And if there is any query, you can ask in my next session.
Okay, madam. Thank you for today.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the presentation, ma. Maybe when we go through the session again, we'll be able to gather our question for the next session.
So, uh,
Thank you, ma'am, for the
okay, sir.
presentation. And
If there are no more queries, then we can bind up the session for today.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So should we stop the recording now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please stop the recording. And thank you, dear learners, and thank you, ma'am, for being for the session.
Thank you, sir.